which ones find it really hard to join in on the playground? Can you tell me? What do you see? Yes, Elon. Addison? If you're in a wheelchair, is it hard to play on the playground? Sometimes. You probably picked out the girl in the wheelchair. Lots of people would guess that because she has a disability. She wouldn't be interested in sports. Actually, it's this boy. Is he in a wheelchair? No! He hates sports because he can't run as fast as his friends and always gets pushed around. I didn't like sports either when I was a kid. Sometimes when we see people who are different from us, we assume things about them that are not always true. When you assume, you are just making a guess. Assuming things about people can hurt their feelings and make them feel very left out. So Dina, do you like to play sports? Dina, do you like to play sports? You like to play soccer? How many of you guys play soccer?
I play soccer. I play soccer. I play soccer.
You want to play soccer?
I told you that I play soccer. How many people believe me?
She plays soccer. Do you think so?
You think I can play soccer?
I think she can.
I do.
She does.
It's a big stick of shoes. And
There's
a
a
big
stick
big ball.
and a big ball.
And I hit the ball over here.
And you hit the ball with?
With here.
With your
With
stick?
the chair.
With the chair.
The box. The box.
With the ball.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I'm on the soccer team.
That is very cool. Of all of the other people in a wheelchair too on the soccer team?
We travel all around the state.
That is so cool.
Competition.
Everybody in the world is unique. That means that each of us is a little different from everyone else. We have things that we can do easily and things that we have a hard time with. What about you? Do any of you have a disability, know a child at your school with a disability? Anybody at your school in a good? How about in your own family? What are they good at? What are they good at? Addison, what's the person good at?
They are really nice to me.
They're really nice to you. Probably nicer than some other people, huh? Yeah. What are they good at, Avery?
They're good at cooking me Indian food.
Very. Hannah.
And playing my nose.
Very nice. You know, I want you to look at the person next to you. And I want you to see if they look just like you. Is there anybody in here that looks just like you? So are we all the same or are we different?
Different.
Right. Everybody in this world is a little bit different than somebody else. Even when I've had twins in my classroom, and triplets, but twins, even if you think they're just the same, there's a little bit something that's different. Now, we don't treat one twin different than the other twin, right? I mean, they're the same. They're different. We don't treat them any different because they're twins. Why should we ever treat somebody like Dina different? She's just in a wheelchair, but she has a husband.
And I was just
And she has a son.
Brandon, he's in 4th grade.
Yeah, his name's Brandon. He's in 4th grade. And she has a loving husband, and they hug and hold hands, right? Just like your mommy or daddy, or grandma and grandpa. And they cook dinner, right?
I take my son to school every day.
Yeah. She takes her son to school every day. Okay, so
I have
people
him with his homework.
does his homework with him. So just like you have somebody helping you, Dina helps her son. It's the same thing. She's just in a wheelchair. And she just talks a little different, but can you understand her?
Yeah.
Once you listen, see, that's why I'm always saying to you guys, listen with our ears. Because if we listen to people, we realize how really special people are. especially if they're not the same. If you need glasses, I do, to see, or special scissors to cut with, I do, I'm left-handed, you're using special equipment to do your best. Children with disabilities often use helpful equipment too. They use ramps to make getting from one place to another easier. They have special toilets or sinks and special types of mice and keyboards to help them on their computer. So, you know how sometimes in the bathrooms there's always one toilet stall that's a little bigger? What do you guys think that's for? Elon? It's for big people, but also
People that are in a wheelchair.
people that are in a wheelchair. Good job, is right.
The chair cannot fit in the regular stuff.
It doesn't, her chair doesn't fit in the little stall. That's right. That'd be kind of hard, huh? Some people are born with a disability, and some have a disability because they've had an accident or illness. There are many types of disabilities. There are some where parts of your body just don't work so well. There are some that make it hard to learn.
For me, my hand, my leg, and my feet.
Her hands, her legs, and her speech make it a little tough.
Wow. The one that's in bed that's sleeping, he's really hard.
Years ago, children with disabilities went to special schools with special teachers. Because of this, people started calling them special. Today, many people with disabilities dislike being called special because it makes them sound too different from everyone else. But they're not different. They're the same as all of us. Mom and Dad, I don't know if you heard of me, but in my day it was special education.
Still is.
I saw a person in a wheelchair.
Yeah?
Me too.
Yeah, many children with disabilities go to ordinary schools. That's because we know that the world is more interesting when we're all together and learn from each other. And even though children with disabilities may sometimes look different on the outside, inside they're just like you. They feel angry and sad when they're teased, and they feel happy and confident when they're accepted.
What did accepted mean?
Accepted, when you let them play with you and be with you.
There's two teachers.
Some children with disabilities have extra teachers or helpers who work with them at school and at home. Sometimes these helpers are adults, and sometimes they are children in the class. A helper's job is to just help. It can be very upsetting when a helper tries to do everything. So if someone is disabled, you don't want to do everything for them. Dina can do everything by herself. She doesn't need me.
I have a helper who can drive the car so we can drive myself.
She has a helper who drives a car, brings Brandon to school. No two people learn things in the same way or at the same way or at the same speed. Some children who have a disability take longer to do some things, or they do them in a different way. But sometimes they can do better and learn things faster than others. But Dina's faster than me in a lot of things. We all need to work and play together. And with a little extra help, children with disabilities can learn and grow and do the things they want to, just like everybody else.
Wow, it's cool.
And that is the story. Does anybody have a question for Dina? You can ask anything you want. Yes, Elon. You wanna think about it? question, sweetheart? Okay. Maybe. I have a question. Yes, Elijah.
How does she do?
Huh?
How does she do?
How does she
Do?
How does she do what? How can she give?
No, how did she do?
How do you do what, honey?
How
Does she do anything?
No, that's not how she do.
Little turn
How does she do every day?
How does she do every day? Well, she's just like you and me. She gets up in the morning, she gets dressed and has breakfast, right?
Yep.
And then takes Brandon to school.
She's taking a little longer.
And brush your teeth.
She does laundry. Do you do laundry? Okay. No. Okay. I have a great question. How did you two meet?
Met in college.
They met in college. And guess who else met her husband in college? They do it just, they meet each other just like we've met each other. We're all just people. And what you have to do is know that. And when you see, hold on 1 second, sweetheart. When you see somebody in a wheelchair, pretend the wheelchair is not even there.
She say, hi, Dina.
Yeah, that's all Dina wants. Dina is very good friends with my sister Melody. Okay? And Melody and Dina, I didn't even know when my sister was talking about Dina that Dina was in a wheelchair. Dina's just a friend. They're friends. Yes, Addison. How did you get in your wheelchair?
When I was born, my legs and my arms didn't have work.
When she,
I couldn't even walk.
did you understand that? Her arms and legs didn't work and she couldn't learn to walk. So yeah. So you've been lucky enough your whole life to get the help you need, right? But some people with disabilities aren't as lucky and don't necessarily get as much help as Dina and Daniel have gotten. Your names even start with the same letter.
My son Brandon likes them. He gets in the back roads.
Have you? And her son Daniel's in 4th grade, right here. Brandon, I should know that. That's my son's name. Her son Brandon is right here. Any other questions? Yes.
How can she play soccer in a wheelchair?
How can you play soccer in a wheelchair?
I have a big metal thing that I put right here. And you can see the metal thing hit the ball.
Pretty cool, huh?
You know I made a very cool.
You made a goal? I love it. Anybody else? Okay. Andrew, did you have a question? What was your question, please?
How does she help Brandon with the homework?
How do you help Brandon with his homework?
However you need to, if you have the question, you say, Mom, I don't understand this, and I hope I can answer the question.
Just like your mom does, honey. Yes, Addison. Yes, I heard a question. Yes, Dina can read it. Yes.
Her son is the same name as Brandon.
That's right. Well, I would like to thank both of you very much for coming and talking to our class today. So important class.